The Holy See, also called the See of Rome, is the jurisdiction of the Bishop of Rome, known as the Pope, which includes the Apostolic Episcopal See of the Diocese of Rome with universal ecclesiastical jurisdiction of the worldwide Catholic Church, as well as a sovereign entity of international law, governing the Vatican City. According to Catholic tradition, it was founded in the 1st century by Saints Peter and Paul and, by virtue of Petrine and papal primacy, is the focal point of full communion for Catholic Christians around the world. As a sovereign entity, the Holy See is headquartered in, operates from, and exercises exclusive dominion over the independent Vatican City-State enclave in Rome, of which the Pope is sovereign. It is organized into polities of the Latin Church and the 23 Eastern Catholic Churches, and their dioceses and religious institutes. The Holy See is administered by the Roman Curia, which is the central government of the Catholic Church. The Roman Curia includes various dicasteries, comparable to ministries and executive departments, with the Cardinal Secretary of State as its chief administrator. Papal elections are carried out by the College of Cardinals, although the Holy See is sometimes metonymically referred to as the Vatican. The Vatican City-State was distinctively established with the Lateran Treaty of 1929 between the Holy See and Italy, to ensure the temporal, diplomatic, and spiritual independence of the papacy. As such, papal nuncios, who are papal diplomats to states and international organizations, are recognized as representing the Holy See, and not the Vatican City-State, as prescribed in the canon law of the Catholic Church. The Holy See is thus viewed as the central government of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, in turn, is the largest non-government provider of education and health care in the world. The diplomatic status of the Holy See facilitates the access of its vast international network of charities. The Holy See maintains bilateral diplomatic relations with 183 sovereign states, signs concordats and treaties, and performs multilateral diplomacy with multiple intergovernmental organizations, including the United Nations and its agencies, the Council of Europe, the European Communities, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, and the Organization of American States. The word see comes from the Latin word sedis, meaning seat, which refers to the episcopal throne. The term apostolic see can refer to any see founded by one of the 12 apostles. But, when used with the definite article, it is used in the Catholic Church to refer specifically to the see of the Bishop of Rome, whom that church sees as the successor of Saint Peter, while Saint Peter's Basilica in Vatican City is perhaps the church most associated with the papacy. The actual cathedral of the Holy See is the Archbasilica of St. John Lateran in the city of Rome. Every see is considered holy. In Greek, the adjective holy or sacred. The Apostolic See of Diocese of Rome was established in the 1st century by Saint Peter and Saint Paul, then the capital of the Roman Empire. According to Catholic tradition, the legal status of the Catholic Church and its property was recognized by the Edict of Milan in 313 by Roman Emperor Constantine the Great, and it became the state church of the Roman Empire by the Edict of Thessalonica in 380 by Emperor Theodosius I, after the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476. The temporal legal jurisdiction of the papal primacy was further recognized as promulgated in canon law. The Holy See was granted territory in Duchy of Rome by the donation of Suti in 728 of King Liutprand of the Lombards, and sovereignty by the donation of Pepin in 756 by King Pepin of the Franks. The Papal States thus held extensive territory and armed forces in 756-1870. Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne as Roman Emperor by Translatio Imperii in 800. The Pope's temporal power peaked around the time of the papal coronations of the emperors of the Holy Roman Empire from 858, and the Decretus Papae in 1075. Which conversely also described papal deposing power. Several modern states still trace their own sovereignty to recognition in medieval papal bulls. The sovereignty of the Holy See was retained despite multiple sacks of Rome during the early Middle Ages. Yet, relations with the Kingdom of Italy and the Holy Roman Empire were at times strained, reaching from the Diploma Ottonianum and Libelis der Imperatoria Potestate in Urbi Roma regarding the patrimony of Saint Peter, in the 10th century, to the investiture controversy in 1076–1122, and settled again by the Concordat of Worms in 1122. The exiled Avignon papacy during 1309–1376 also put a strain on the papacy, which however finally returned to Rome. Pope Innocent X was critical of the Peace of Westphalia in 1648 as it weakened the authority of the Holy See throughout much of Europe. Following the Fr.